Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. This is a definite blow to the American government, a devastating one, a setback for the US government, whether you believe it or not. You wouldn't expect to see this news on a very big media platform. That's the truth. 173 US detain force captured in Iran by the Iranian forces. Just imagine, 173 US detain force captured in Iran by the Iranian forces. Isn't this a big blow to the American government? Do you know who the US detain force are? These are the same guys that was sent to Venezuela to go and arrest President Nicolas Maduro, and they successfully carried out that mission unharmed, and arrested President Nicolas Maduro. These are the same detain force that have been deployed to Iran, and they have been captured to the tune of 173. Man, let me be honest with you. Americans seems to have underestimated the power of the Iranian force. That is the truth. American Israel government may have underestimated what the Iranian forces are capable of doing in this ongoing war between them. Americans should be devastated by now, especially President Donald Trump. He did see this coming. You know, in recent days, President Donald Trump clearly said that he was going to deploy foot soldiers to Iran, and we are now seeing that 173 have been captured, and these are the foot soldiers that was sent to Iran. How is America feeling right now? What are they going to do? What next? American government, you can see that the Iranians are not ready to chicken out. They are fighting like they should. Haven't brought their number one down from the beginning of this current war between Iran, Israel, American war. You brought down Ali Khamenei, their supreme leader, and we ought to have ordinarily believed that that would weaken the Iranian forces, but instead they seems to have been provoked by this singular act, and they've been fighting relentlessly. And this is also showing some vulnerability to the almighty US government. We thought the US was invincible. To be honest, people like me believe that the US was invincible when it comes to war. Even in combined US forces, in combined with the Israeli forces fighting against the Iranian forces, and yet we are seeing news like this. This will further encourage the Iranian forces to continue to fight and do all they can to protect their country. I like what the Iranians are doing, not because I support terrorism, not because I support any form of war. I don't support any act of bloodshed. I don't support any form of killing. I am even calling for a halt to this ongoing war between Iran, Israeli, and American government. I am calling for this war to be brought to an end. But the reason I am giving kudos to the Iranian forces is the fact that they are not coward. They are fighting and proving to the world that they are not coward. They are not scared to fight and give up their life in defense of their country. This is the point I am trying to make. Just imagine this was happening in my country, Nigeria. Nigeria could not have even produced any force to fight against any other country of the world, let alone US, Israeli government combined. In fact, the Iranian government has done well for their country. They seem to have long planned ahead of things like this. The Iranian government have planned ahead of things like this. Hence, they are able to stand their ground in defense of their country. You can imagine President Donald Trump threatening to raise hell to attack the Iranian, to attack Iran 20 times more than they have already done now, if they don't open the Strait of Hormuz. You understand? Because this is affecting this oil, the petroleum supply worldwide. So Donald Trump is threatening the Iranian force to open the Strait of Hormuz for use again. But however, if the US have more damage to do to Iran, do you need to threaten them? The war is already ongoing.